Alright, let's talk materials for our hot dog. First and foremost, you will definitely need our 3.5 hook. You're going to need some stitch markers. You will need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a yarn needle. You will need some yarn. So for me, I actually did go to the store, which is something super new for me. And this skein of yarn is big, so I'm just gonna pull out the center. I couldn't get the center to pull out properly, so it threw up on me, and this is what the result was. So this is the color of the hot dog that I'm using. The bun had two different colors. One is this cafe, and the other one is like a beigeish color. This is gonna be the inside of our bun. We need some polyfill. And if you have a row counter is going to be really beneficial when you do the hot dog, but I mean, it's not an extreme amount of rows, so you'll be fine. But if you have one on hand, that might be a nice addition to your materials. Other than that, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so let's start with our bun. Our bun is going to be in two different pieces, so we're going to start with one side of our bun. And so we are going to chain 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Next, what you're going to do is 15 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, in the last stitch, we're going to do 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're just going to repeat. So 15 crochets on the other side of the chain, and then that last chain you're going to do 4 single crochets. So let's start in that first loop. I can get my needle in there. There we go. So 1, and what I like to do is just close that hole there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and that last stitch we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, so that was row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be 16 single crochets. We're going to do an increase, a single crochet, and then another increase. Let me show you what that looks like. So 16 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going to do an increase, 1 single crochet, and then an increase, and then repeat. So another 16 single crochets on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and increase, 1 single crochet, and then an increase. And that's our row number 3. Row number 4 through 5 is going to be 1 single crochet in each. So I'm actually going to do mine off camera, and I will meet you back here once you have done rows 4 and 5, and then we'll do row 6 together. Okay, I'm at the end of row number 5, and what I'm going to do is actually change my color. So The color that I was using before was for the outside of my hot dog bun, but when you make hot dog buns, you slice the middle and the inside is slightly lighter, right? So that's what we're doing right now. We're getting the lighter color, that's the inside of our bun. So I'm just gonna switch colors real quick. And row number 5 is gonna, row number 6 is gonna be 1 single crochet in each stitch, but it's gonna be back loops only. And the reason behind that is that it's gonna help us to start forming our work in. We're working on the inside of our bun right now. So we're gonna do 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loops only. Back loops, for those of you who haven't seen my videos before, it just means when you're looking at a stitch, there's 2 loops usually. We're going into the back one, like that. So we'll go ahead and do this all the way around, and I'll meet you back here when I'm done with my row number 6. Okay, row number 7 is going to be 16 single crochets, a decrease, a single crochet, and then a decrease. So that was 2. We're going to do 16 single crochets. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we're going to do a decrease, a single crochet, decrease, 16 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, decrease, 1 single crochet, and we should have 2 left, and that's going to give us just enough for that last decrease. For our final row, row number 8, we're going to do 15 single crochets to start out with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going to do a decrease, another decrease, and 15 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then we're going to do 2 decreases, so you should have 4 stitches left to do those 2 decreases, just like that. Okay, so what we've done now is, let me cut a decent tail because we are going to need that to sew our bun close. So in terms of the crocheting for this side of our bun, we're done. And what you should have is something that looks a little bit like this, like kind of like a boat, right? So because we did that back loop only on row number 6, it's going to help us to kind of form this thing in, just like that. So think of when you have a hot dog bun. If you've never made hot dog buns, you're missing out. You got to make them. But you bake them and then like you cut them in the center, right? So this is our center, if you will, of our buns, and the outside is more like the brown bread, if that makes sense. So what we want to do now is, again, we're done with the crocheting for this side. We want to take our long tail, we want to thread it through our yarn needle, and we just want to stitch this guy close. And so I'm just going my innermost stitches, they're technically the back loops, I guess, and I'm just going to sew all the way down. When I get about, I don't know, an inch to an inch and a half left, I'm going to put some stuffing in this guy and shape it out. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it to your own devices. Let me do mine. Go ahead and do yours. And I'll meet you back here to show you how much space I leave when I stuff. Okay, so go ahead and sew yours together. Okay, so I've sewn mine to about an inch. And so I'm going to get my polyfill and I'm going to stuff this guy. I mean, firm enough. You don't need it like super firm, but I mean, polyfill's fighting back, y'all. You don't need it super firm, but I mean, do with it as you will. But I'm going to do mine firm but soft, if that makes sense, right? Because you don't want your bun to be like rock hard. You want it to have a little bit of give to be a little bit more realistic, but stuff as you will. So I'm just putting the stuffing in and I'm shaping that corner as I go and just making sure the stuffing is even throughout. That's important, because if you have like lumps or if you stuff uneven, your bun's gonna look kind of funky. So I'm making sure to stuff both ends. Even though this end is open, I can still kind of, you know, put some stuffing in there to hold its shape until I can close it, because we want to make sure that the corners of our hamburger bun are symmetrical. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to close this guy up, and I will meet you back here to give you next steps. Okay, so this is what we're looking like when it's all stuffed. I just hit myself. I did stuff mine fairly firm. I thought I was gonna make a soft bun. I made a hard bun. That's okay. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're going to repeat steps 1 through 8 for a second piece, and then go ahead and do that, and then come back and I'll show you what to do to put these together. Okay, so these are my two halves of my hot dog bun. I might as well just leave them like this, because you know when you try to get that hot dog and buns be falling apart on you. But anyway, we're just gonna put them together, and then what we're gonna do is sew just the row number 6 of each together. And I probably should do this in another color yarn, but I'm not gonna. I probably should. Yeah, let me change my color, because this color is gonna show. Let's grab this color. Almost had a lazy moment. I was like, let me just use what's there, but it's not gonna come out right. Okay, so put these two together again, and what we want to do is just literally take row number 6. I'm just gonna go in an arbitrary place. I'm gonna come up at the edge, and I'm just gonna grab that row number 6 and pull it together, so that the bottom of our bun is connected, just like that. And you can use that little tail to help you. So I'm going to do this all the way down till I get to about the edge of the other side. So go ahead and do yours, picking up that row number 6, because remember, row number 6 we did back loops only. So technically this is the front loop that we're picking up of our row number 6. And you're just gonna go all the way down till you get to the end. Alright, and this is what we're looking like when our bun is sewn together. I just hid my tails. Alright, so that's what it's looking like. The more you stuff it, the harder it's gonna be to close your bun. The least amount of stuffing is going to be a little bit easier to close, but it's not going to close all the way, and that's exactly what we want, because we're going to put our hot dog in the center. So our bun is done, and now we want to start our hot dog. To start our hot dog, we are going to pick up our hot dog colored yarn. For me, this is, I almost like to think of it as like a salmon color, but hot dogs are not the most appetizing color to begin with, so yeah, this is what we're doing. So for row number 1, we are going to do a magic circle. We're going to put 6 single crochets inside that magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next row number 2, we're going to do increases all the way around. You should end up with 12. So just 2 single crochets in each stitch. And you're going to do that all the way around. At the end, you should have 12 single crochets. Okay, so for rows 3 through 27, you're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. And this is going to give us that tube, that signature of a hot dog. So go ahead and do 1 single crochet in each stitch. You should have 12 stitches in total. And you're going to do this for rows 3 through row 27. So go ahead and do that and meet me back here for row number 28. Alright, so this is what I'm looking like after row number 27. For row number 28, we are just going to do decreases all the way around. That's going to bring our hot dog in. So it's 1 decrease, 2 decrease. I'll just stay on camera because these don't take too long. So what we can do now is remove our stitch marker. We can fasten off, and then we just need to close this hole. And I'm just going to take my yarn needle, sew this hole up, and then I'll show you what we're looking like after. And this is what our hot dog is looking like. It actually looks pretty lifelike. This color is ridiculously close, and that's kind of scary. So our hot dog is longer than our bun. That was just kind of like an inside joke to me because I don't know why that is. Why are hot dogs so much longer than the bun? It is ridiculous. But I mean, just for giggles, I did the same thing. So my hot dog is not attached to my bun. If you would like to attach your hot dog to your bun, what I would recommend, I'm not going to attach mine. I would recommend you use the color of your hot dog and sew the hot dog to the inside of the bun right in the center right there. But I just think it makes for more play. My daughter's gonna steal this. It makes for more play when it comes out. Okay, and that is our hot dog, y'all. That's our hot dog. Super cool. All right, so let's talk like some alterations. What can you do with this thing? So this is a very simple hot dog. Doesn't have any toppings on it. So if you want to dress it up a little bit, you can put some ketchup and some mustard, some grilled onions, maybe get creative with some sauerkraut. Sky's the limit. Just like we did with our hamburger bun, if you want to add some sesame seeds onto the bun, that's totally an option as well. This one came out really cute, and it's so simple. So simple, super beginner friendly. Yeah, so I hope you had a lot of fun with it. I will say, like I mentioned it before in the video, but I'll just reiterate it here. The more you stuff your buns, the less flexible they are. I stuffed mine more than I thought I would. So mine aren't, my buns aren't really that soft. So if you limit the amount of stuffing you put in there, the softer and more pliable it'll be. But yeah, just take that as you will. I stuffed mine more than I thought I would, but it's still cute. It still came out cute. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. I'll give you a little bit of time to do that. I'll give you 2 seconds. 1, Mississippi. 2, Mississippi. Alright, welcome to the family. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you know when I drop new material, which is every single Monday. I give you new content for the whole year of 2025. Every single Monday I've given you something brand new, and I plan on continuing to do so. Thank you for all the comments, thank you for all the subscriptions, thank you for all the likes that I've got recently and all this year. I appreciate you all. Stay safe out there. There's a lot going on in the world. Crochet some cool stuff, and I will see you back here next week.